called the Game and Fish Commission. We said, hey, we want to work on this. We need a partner. They're like, we're all about unlocking this land. Onyx shared the information with the Game and Fish Commission. Their research shows 28,000 acres. Another thing that we started working on last year that's really coming to fruition this year is we partnered with Onyx and the Game and Fish Commission, and we're looking for landlocked parcels of public land that don't have any dedicated access to them. And then we're going to work on trying to get those opened up.
Okay.
You know, there's supposedly about 28,000 acres of that in Arkansas. Now,
No way.
That was based on a study that Onyx did and with TRCP, I think, Teddy Roosevelt Conservation Partnership.
Mm-hmm. And how do you know how they identify that? I mean, 28,000 acres of landlocked land. How do they even begin to kind of circle that block of land or anything like that?
They look at they'll look at all the parcel data, and then they've got some proprietary stuff that they won't share.
Yeah,
Sure. They're secret.
You know, that was honestly that part of getting everything set up is signing confidentiality agreements and stuff like that.
The NDA was signed.
Yep.
Got
Yep.
it.
And they don't tell us what they do. They just have some magic dust that they sprinkle on the data, and it tells them where the stuff is, I guess.
Gotcha.
But basically, yeah, so, you know, their research shows 28,000 acres. We called the Game and Fish Commission. We said, hey, we want to work on this. We need a partner. They're like, we're all about unlocking this land. Onyx shared the information with the Game and Fish Commission. AGFC now is going through scrubbing all the ownership information and ground proofing the data to make sure, like, is this really landlocked?
Okay.
Is it, does it really touch? You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then we'll come up with a list of stuff that, you know, places that we think maybe, you know, priority list of where we can work on. And we'll go to work, see if we can find willing sellers. And I mean, and BHA has not made of money. Like, our primary mission has been policy work. It's been, and when we say policy work, that's like legislation and rules and regulations.
Right.
And then boots on the ground, you know, habitat work, removing fences, picking up trash, stuff like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to acquisitions, this is brand new territory for BHA. But
Is that for all of
We've
BHA or for the Arkansas chapter of BHA?
all of BHA.
So y'all are forging new ground even in
Yep.
the, oh, that's amazing. Because even the policy or even the procedure that you could set in Arkansas could be a formula used in Wyoming or Colorado or something like that for, like, okay, this is working. Let's go ahead and implement it across all BHA chapters.
Yep.
That's a huge deal.
And remember, you know, the cool thing about BHA is that it's kind of a choose your own adventure organization. So what works really well, what motivates our membership in Arkansas may not be the same thing that motivates somebody in another state, which is fine. Like, the great thing is that we kind of have that freedom to pick within a certain range of things. This was something that we felt as a board that was really important for us, especially coming off the pine tree situation.
Absolutely.
Was like, let's be proactive and go out there and see if we can open up some new ground. And it dovetails really well with the Game and Fish Commission's Natural State Tomorrow 5-year strategic plan, because they want to add 5,000 acres of public land in Arkansas over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So if we can find places to do that, that's great. And another thing that we have not, I can't give many of the details yet at all, but we've found the first one and we're working on it right now.
That's
so
awesome.
It's really, really exciting to be able to provide full dedicated legal access to a piece of property that hasn't had it before.
Yeah. Man, that is so cool. So without getting maybe into too much of the details, like just the general strategy, what is so once you acquire the land that opens up the access, do you turn that into like a conservation easement? Do you give it away? Do you donate it? Like what does that look like?
The end goal would be, would not be for BHA to buy and hold property. We don't want to be in that business.
Okay. Yeah, you're not a real estate development type organization.
Exactly. And there's other great organizations whose mission really revolves around that.
Yeah.
And so I would say that our primary objective is to act as a facilitator. And if we can find a partnership of people who can bring funding to the table or a mechanism, whether that's a conservation easement or an outright purchase or a donation even.
Yeah.
And we can find the end goal agency to take ownership of that property. It might be the Game and Fish Commission. It might be the Natural Heritage Commission. It could be a state park. It could be the Forest Service.
There's lots of different options.
Organizations that could do that.